Beth, game of two halves. I think we're used to that now, aren't we?
Yeah, it's one of them where it's like they were trying to swap the halves round, but for me, playing like that in the first half, like, it's so embarrassing at Old Trafford. We're acting like we've come here to play prime Barcelona, prime Real Madrid. It's Brighton at home. I understand Brighton are a good team, but to sit in like that and to play the way we did in the first half, for me, it's just unacceptable.
You expect that with the team selection of Fred, McTominay. We know what qualities they've got. It did look like we went defensive tonight, didn't it?
Well, it's one of them where I understand Pogba's coming back from injury. We've got a lot of games coming up. You want to try and save him for the Atletico game. We've got Leeds on Sunday. I understand Pogba coming back from injury might not be able to play 90 minutes each time, but it's actually worrying how reliant we are on him. When he came on today, he changed the game for me. I thought, yeah, we were down to 10 men, but so much more creative. Fred and McTominay in the midfield, they don't drop in to pick up the ball. There's nothing coming through the midfield, and that's why a lot of the time we were getting pinned in our own third because we had no one to pick up the ball and carry it through midfield. And on top of that, no one was getting into space. Everyone was so static. There was no movement. It was really poor to watch. And Fred and McTominay, they are what they are, but they're just not good enough for Manchester United's midfield.
No, I'm going to back you up on that side of it there, because we have won tonight, Beth, but
yeah, we have,
the team were booed off at half time.
Yeah.
And that pretty much tells you everything you need to know. Changes needed to be made. We had a moment of brilliance from our main man. Ronaldo changed the game with the goal, and we obviously know about the sending off, which definitely changed it, but brilliant finish from Ronaldo, opportunist moment, and if there was a player you wanted to score tonight, it was Ronaldo, so hopefully we can rely on him now, taking advantage going forward and getting his confidence and mojo back.
Do you know what, with Ronaldo as well, I know people calling for a drop today. I understand understand the calls, but for me, you just do not drop Ronaldo. Ronaldo's too good of a player to drop. I know he's been on poor form, but he can turn up and he can create moments like that. It was a very good goal, and he should have had possibly two more as well. Them headers. Sanchez, a great goalkeeper, and he could have put it in a different part of the net, but the fact he's getting onto them chances and he's getting them chances, and today he put one in the back of the net is a good sign for Manchester United, because we need a striker that can do that. It's unfortunate he's getting pulled out wide quite a lot, and it leaves us with no striker in the box, no one to get it into. But that's just how poor Manchester United are in the build-up play, that he feels like he has to come out and do that. But Ronaldo, for me today, he was a lot different than the games that we've seen previously. He seemed a lot more up for it today, and you could tell he was really disappointed in himself when he didn't score the other chances as well, which is the attitude you want to see.
Yeah, I mean, moments change games, moments can change seasons. We didn't create that chance. It was an opportunist moment, went to one of the greatest goal scorers of all time, and thankfully today he did have his shooting boots on. Pogba came on, changed our midfield like you said there, but I do have to touch back on that first half and how bad we were. The fact we got booed off, we couldn't string what I counted 3 passes together at any one point in that first half, and that is the ultimate worry, because without the moments at the moment, we're relying on, I don't know what we're relying on right now. Just like you said, team shape, I didn't know what it was, and in the end, that moment from Ronaldo was all we had, and luckily the red card came in our favour, because in the end, injury time, we were clinging on until we got the breakaway.
Well, exactly. First of all, I feel like if we don't have the red card, I feel like it's a draw again today. Even at the end, Brighton were all over us again. We were lucky we didn't concede, and for them to have a player sent off like that, for me, we should have scored at least 2 more goals. When you're playing with them players at Manchester United like you are today, I do think that is the reason we won the game. Yes, we did step it up in the second half, but they had a man sent off. What do you expect? Even at the end of the second half, it looked like we dropped off again, which is just unacceptable. I'm saying, like, in the first half, the fact that Ralph clearly set it up to sit in and defend against Brighton, he had to have done, that was his plan, shows how poor these players actually are. The fact he feels like he can't play 90 minutes with these players on the front foot at Old Trafford against Brighton, it's so unacceptable. And I understand we were set up to sit in and defend, but the players couldn't even do that. When we got the ball, it looked like no one knew what space they were running into. It was completely static. At the back line was completely off the whole way out throughout the game. Shaw was all the way up here and Dallo was back here, and Shaw was losing his man constantly on that side, and they had a lot of luck down the left hand side, and it was because players weren't covering each other, and despite the fact that we were sat in, we were constantly running into the wrong spaces and not picking up players. It was like when we were going to attack, we were just running it into dead ends and not creating space, and I think that's due to a lack of movement as well. It looked like the players were scared to actually take take a chance and try and get up the pitch, which is completely unacceptable when you're at Old Trafford. It's about taking risks, it's about being on the front foot, having pace, and it was so static. And I was honestly, I was really disappointed in the first half. It's unacceptable. People come out at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night to come and watch you just stand there and be static and not put all your effort in. Playing defensively is one thing, not putting the effort in is another, and a lot of players tonight, in the first half especially, was not putting the effort in that is required to wear that football shirt for me.
Yeah, it's easy when you're winning to play and be a bit more adventurous, but we need that character, like you said, when 0-0 or 1-0 down. I mean, if Lamptey was playing from the start, I thought we would have had big problems because he scared me when he came on.
I was shocked he didn't start Lamptey. When I saw him on the bench, and this is how you know a player is good, and you're the opposite team, you think, thank God he's on the bench. That's what he was like for me today. We would have given us big problems down that side, and I feel like it was Graham Potter trying to obviously shore it up at the back, maybe not having him playing from the start, because he can get forward quite a lot and leave spaces open, but he's so dangerous for attack for them. Brighton could have given us a lot more problems than they did today, and De Gea pulled off a very, very good save as well. People are forgetting these times. Welbeck got in behind, and we've had a few lucky moments, and overall for me, even though we've won 2-0, the performance just isn't good enough. And when Pogba leaves at the end of the season, if we carry on with that midfield next season, honestly, we won't even be where we are now. That midfield is not good enough, and no one seems to know what they're doing. Pogba comes on, he seems to know what he's doing. He's our best midfielder by far at the moment. Bruno, he's still, for me, I don't know what his role is in the team. Either too deep or too far forward. He needed that goal, but what's his role? He's either too far forward or he's too deep, and then he can't be creative from that far deep, and then when he's too far forward, he struggles to get onto the ball, and it leaves gaps in midfield. So the midfield massively needs sorting out. It's our main problem at the moment, but there's other areas as well that players just simply aren't good enough, but there's no one to come in and drop them because our squad's so poor. So
that's it, Beth. We can still see the issues are quite clear, but we've got the win. Who's getting man of the match tonight before you go?
I'd probably give it to Ronaldo for that goal, because I thought the whole team for me were pretty poor.
You changed the game, Beth.
Yeah.
That's a good shout. Cheers for coming on, Beth.
Obviously, always a pleasure, and hopefully we carry on this winning run into the next game.
Leeds, definitely.